What is up, everybody? My name is Logan Schroen. Welcome to CTF Schroen Talks Football. Today I want to do something that's been on my mind for a while now. It probably is something you guys will enjoy as well. I'm going to be ranking every single sport. This one is interesting because, look, when it comes to sports, everyone's played like a sport, honestly. Like, almost everybody in this world has played at least one sport. But, like, when you look at it, like, there's a lot more sports than you think. Like, you think there's, like, a good solid, like, 30 sports out there? No, there's a lot more than that. And almost all of them are unique from one another, which is great, so I want to take the time to rank every single one. Now, before I make this ranking, though, you gotta know that there's a difference between, like, playing a sport and watching a sport. So it is going to affect the rankings a little bit, but we'll get there when we get there. So let's not waste any more time. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, turn on notification bells so you don't miss any of my videos whenever I post. All that out of the way, let's get started. Alright, so here we are at the tier list. We got 6 different tiers here. At the very top, we've got the awesome sports. Below that, we've got the fun, entertaining sports. Below that, we've got the decent sports. Below that, we've got the not that fun sports. Basically, the sports that are not that fun. Below that, we've got trash. And at the very bottom, we've got the sports that are either not a sport, in my opinion, or I have never seen before. Like, some of these, I don't even know what they are. And then some, I just can't even tell what they are. So if you know what these are, let me know in the comments, but for now, like, I don't even know what some of these are. I'm just going to keep them down there. Alright, let's kick it off. The very first sport we've got here is wrestling, just regular wrestling. We'll get to the other one later. Regular wrestling's decent. I mean, I know people were pushing me a lot back then to do wrestling, but I just never wanted to do it. Like, I don't think it'd be really a fun sport to do. But watching it's decent enough. It's a decent sport. Up next, we've got WWE wrestling. So this is just regular wrestling right here. This is WWE. It's the same, but also very different. WWE is awesome. I don't care if you say it's fake. If you want to be like that, then go. The door's right there. WWE is so much fun, man. The promos, the wrestling itself, getting to know the wrestlers, just everything about it is just so awesome. Like, the storytelling's great. Like, it's just really entertaining, especially now. Like, WWE's never been as popular as it is now, and it's that way for a reason. WWE's peak. Up next, we've got volleyball. So this is interesting because I saw the two different ones, and for some reason, I didn't see beach volleyball, which I know it just sounds like volleyball, but on a beach, but it actually changes a lot. Let's just say this is regular volleyball, and let's just say this is beach volleyball. So regular volleyball, it's okay. I mean, it's not the best sport. Like, playing it is fine, but if you actually watch it, like, being a guy, like, come on, like, you already know it's a great sport to watch. But in all realisticness, like, this is a decent sport. Like, nothing really special about it. It's fine. But if you actually go to beach volleyball, like, beach volleyball is very different. I think that's actually a lot of fun. It doesn't change when it comes to, like, the entertainment value, like whether you watch it on the Olympics or just pro level. But actually playing it on the beach, especially with your friends, it definitely changes it. It definitely changes, like, the style of play. It makes it a lot more fun, and also the scenery is just top notch. Like, it's great. Up next, we've got American football. If you know me and you've already seen my channel name, this is a no-brainer. It's probably my favorite sport ever, dude. Like, what is better than American football? Hell, you've got the NFL, you've got college, like, even UFL's decent enough. You've got high school football that's really great. Like, American football is the best sport in my personal opinion. I understand if you disagree, but in my personal opinion, no sport is better than American football. Up next, we've got archery. I'm not going to lie, I really don't care for this one. Like, I get it if you enjoy it. Like, it's a very unique sport, I will say. But just my personal opinion, like, it's just not that fun of a sport. And plus, like, watching it is one of the most boring experiences you can watch on television. Up next, we've got indoor football. So there's a difference between this and American football. American football, like, you already know, whether it's outdoors or indoors, it's a 100-yard field of American football. This is like a half field, so it's like 40 to 50 yards. And, like, the end zones are just a lot bigger. I'm going to say it's decent just because it's basically football, just a little bit lower quality, just because it's indoors, and plus the field shorter, but if you play this, I don't know what to say, honestly. I don't know. Next we've got Australian football. I've actually watched this once, and the one time I did, this shit gets intense, man. Like, it's basically football, except the rules are just a little different. Plus, like, in the Australian football, you don't wear any pads at all. No pads or helmet. You just straight up go shorts and t-shirt, and you're playing like you're actually playing football. Like, this shit gets intense, and it's actually a lot of fun. Up next, we got axe throwing. This one's decent. I mean, going to axe throw is okay. You gotta do it with family or friends, because if you do it by yourself, like, it's one of the most boring experiences ever. But actually, like, doing it with, like, friends or family makes it a lot more fun. But if you watch it on TV, again, it's one of the most boring things you could watch. Up next, we've got badminton. I used to love this as a kid, but nowadays, I don't like it at all. Like, it's really boring. It's basically a more boring version of tennis. And plus, if somebody's really good at it, it's annoying as shit to play with them, so I don't care for this one. Up next, we've got baseball. This is probably my second favorite sport. Like, what gets, like, other than football, what's better than baseball? Like, come on, dude. Like, if you say it's boring, like, I kind of get it, but at the same time, go screw yourself. But, like, at the same time, like, how do you not enjoy baseball? Just the atmosphere of it, just watching the game itself. It's simple but fun. And also, go Giants. Next, we've got basketball, another awesome sport. This is one where I love playing it, especially, like, I'm not the greatest at it. Like, people that know me will say that. But, like, it's a lot of fun to play with your friends. And then also watching it, like, watching the NBA is a lot of fun as well, especially in the postseason. Even though I will say the NBA postseason is nowhere near as good as the MLB or NFL postseasons. But, like, it's still a lot of fun. It's a great sport. Next, we've got pool. I actually really enjoyed this one, and I finally was able to have a pool table in my house. So, having a pool table in my house, I've gotten really good at it, and I could say it's a lot more fun when you're skilled at it. A great sport to get good at. Like, there's different techniques of how you shoot the ball, basically, and playing it with your friends, whether it's at the bar or at your house while you're drinking or having a good time. It's a lot of fun, dude. It's a great sport. Up next, we got bike racing. Not that fun. I'm not gonna lie. Doing it sounds a lot more fun than actually watching it, because if you're watching it, like, it's boring as shit. But, like, actually doing it boosts it up just a little. But at the same time, it's not that great of a sport. Up next, we've got bobsledding. I'm sorry, this sport is trash, dude. Like, I've only watched it a few times, and every single time I've watched it, it's so boring. And plus, I would think doing it would just be a pain in the ass. Like, no. Alright, next sport we've got, for the life of me, I don't remember what the sport is called. I tried looking it up, and I just couldn't find it. So, please, somebody in the comments tell me what the name of the sport is. But it's basically the sport where you have, like, a little mallet, and you're putting, like, a ball, kind of like golf, but, like, different. Either way, this sport is trash. Like, it's basically a wannabe mini golf, and it's just boring as hell. Up next, we've got bodybuilding. This sport is trash. Like, unless you're a woman, like, why would you watch that? I get the people that do this are intense and good for you, but, like, watching it as, like, a viewing experience, like, why? Up next, we've got bowling. I love bowling. It's a great sport. I've done it in both ways. I've done it as, like, a fun, like, go-to experience with, like, family or friends. And I've also used to be in a bowling league when I was little. Overall, I'm decent at bowling. But, like, definitely, I've heard it's difficult, like, going against the real bowlers. Like, and honestly, like, it really depends on how you are watching bowling. But I always found it a lot of fun just because there's different techniques of how you throw the ball. Like, I absolutely love bowling. It's one of the best sports. Up next, we've got boxing. Dude, I love boxing. I wouldn't want to do it personally because I wouldn't want my ass to get beat every single night I box, but watching it is fantastic. You have to watch a good boxing match, though, not that Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson shit. Next, we've got canoeing. From here on out, every single boating sport is ass. Like, why would you watch that? Why would you want to do that unless you're doing it for fun? Like as a sport, it's garbage. Up next, we've got mountain climbing or rock climbing, whatever. It's definitely a little intense, but it's not that fun of a sport to watch. Like, unless you're, like, really doing it for exercise, like, I don't know why you'd want to do that. Up next, we've got cricket. This sport is ass as well. Like, I've always thought of this sport as a wannabe baseball. Like, I've never thought anything highly of the sport. I always thought the sport sucked. Up next, we've got curling. I'm sorry if this seems a little repetitive, but like the sport sucks, dude. Like, why would you want to do this? Like, it's basically like pushing a rock on ice just to like have perfect form of like a straight line. I don't really want to know like how it even works, but like watching it is boring as hell. Like, why? It sucks. Up next, we've got biking. It sucks to watch, but actually doing it's not that bad. And plus, if you're doing it like just for fun, like around your neighborhood, it's actually not bad. So I'll put it in decent. But at the same time, if you know me and this is very relatable. If you're driving and you just see one of these asshole bikers on the side of the road, it's annoying as shit every time. Next we've got dancing. Don't know why you'd watch it, but it's decent, I guess. Next we've got dirt bike riding. I have a lot of friends that actually used to ride dirt bikes, and actually doing it with them was a lot of fun. And actually watching it, I was shocked to say how entertaining it was. This is very decent, borderline fun. Like, it's actually really cool to watch. Up next, we've got Frisbee golf. I used to think this was cool, but just the more I've looked into it, like, it's not fun. Like, I know it's fun, like, from long distance, trying to throw it into basically the goal. I guess that could be fun, but overall, it's not that great. Up next, we've got discus. We're already starting to get into the track sports. I've never liked discus. I always hated it, and I was basically forced to do it because as a thrower, you were forced to do at least 2 throwing sports. Well, 2 sports in general in track, so I basically had to do disc. I'm not going to say it's ass because a little part of it is fun to see how far you can throw it, but overall it's not that great. Up next, we've got diving. This one's not that great. It's a little fun to watch on TV, especially in the Olympics, but actually doing it, like, it's not that fun, and it really gets you tired real quickly, so it's not that great. Up next, we've got dodgeball. I love the picture they give us here from the actual movie Dodgeball. That's hilarious. Dodgeball as a whole, it's a great sport. Like, I'm not going to put in awesome because it throws my arm out every time, and I hate the arm pain I get in every time after playing it. But actually doing it, it's actually fun. Next, we've got, like, the dog shows. Like, you know, like the dog show, like, during Thanksgiving or just, like, the dog show in general. Like, I guess that's a sport. In my opinion, I don't even think that's a sport. Like, why is this on here? Next, we've got fencing. Dude, this sport is absolutely garbage. I started really getting to the Olympics when they had it around, and I tried to get into fencing, and it's the most boring shit ever, dude. Up next, we've got ice skating or figure skating, like one of the two. I wouldn't want to do it. I don't think it's that fun of a sport, but I will acknowledge the fact that the people that do this are really talented, and that should not go unnoticed. Up next, we've got fishing. I actually really like fishing. It really depends on the fishing you do. Like, specifically halibut fishing in this picture I have done, and it definitely is a pain on your arms because those are some strong MFers, but it's definitely pretty fun to do, especially if you're just on a calm, relaxing lake, just listening to music on your boat. Like, it's a vibe. Up next, we've got NASCAR. Dude, I've tried so many times to get into NASCAR just because of how popular it was back in the day, and every single time I just get bored out of my mind, dude. It's garbage. Like, it's just cars driving in the middle in a circle just like 200 to 400 times. Like, there's nothing to it. It's so boring. And while we get into it, I don't know how to specifically call this, but it's another racing sport. Just the cars just look different. It's also garbage, dude. Like, any racing sport like this is not fun. Next, we've got go-kart racing. This is a little different just because, like, these are, like, legit, like, fast cars, while this is just go-karts. It's okay, I would say. It's not the best, but unless it's Mario Kart, I'm really not going to give a shit. Up next, we've got golf. This is an awesome sport. It's not a sport that I'm good at by any means. It's a sport I actually suck at. But every single time I try to golf or just go to golf with my family or whatever, it's a vibe every time. It's great. Next we've got, I don't even know what this is. It's like some kind of other kind of wrestling. If you know what this is, let me know down in the comments. But if it's some kind of wrestling, I'll just say it's decent, I guess. Next we've got gymnastics. I would not like this sport at all, and it's not fun to watch. But again, like, the people that do this are insanely talented, and like it should not go unnoticed. Like, The people that do this are extremely talented, but actually watching it, it's not great. Up next, I don't really know what to call this. I guess we'll call it handball. I actually have done this a few times during junior high, and every single time we do it, I've always enjoyed it. Like, I always really like doing this sport. Like, basically, like, throwing a ball around to your teammates and trying to throw it to, like, a goal. It's fun. Up next, we've got hang gliding. Trash because, one, I don't really think it's a sport, and two, if you have a desperate fear of heights like I do, like, you're not going to want to step anywhere near this. Like, no. Up next, I really don't know what specific sport this is, but with all the track sports in here, I didn't really see a hammer toss, like a hammer throw one at all, so we'll just say this is hammer throwing. Actually watching it, it's decent because, like, it looks extremely hard, and just watching to see how far they can throw it is really cool. But it's one of those sports where if you don't know how to do it, like, it's really dangerous, so you got to be careful. But actually watching it and probably doing it, it's probably cool. Up next, we've got hockey. Okay, this one might get me canceled, but I always thought this was one of the most overrated sports in the world. I just never enjoyed hockey. I'm not going to say not that fun. I'll put it in decent, but I just don't get the hype. Like, watching it, I bet watching it in person, I haven't done that before, but, like, watching in person, I bet it's cool. But every single time I try to watch this on TV, I just get bored out of my mind. Like, I just can't do it. Up next, you've got hunting. I've never been into hunting, so I'm going to say not that fun. But if you're into hunting, I absolutely get it. This is just my opinion. Like, I just never saw the thrill of hunting, in my opinion. Alright, next we've got the horse sports. So there's 3 different ones here. So this one I want to say is horseback riding. It's decent. Like, every single time I've watched it, it hasn't been that bad, and it's honestly an interesting sport to watch. This one I want to say is just straight up just riding a horse just like normal, just kind of like basically just a calm ride with a horse. I would say it's decent just because, like, I don't know why you'd watch that, but this is actually one I've actually done before, and just, like, freely just riding a horse just for fun, just cruising, it's definitely a vibe. It's really cool. And then when you actually get to horse racing, it's better than these two, but I'm still going to put it in decent. It's not that fun to watch, but, like, at the same time, it kind of is. It's one of those sports where you kind of, like, it's whatever mood you're in. Like, if you're in the mood to watch it, you're going to watch it and you're going to like it. But if you're not in the mood to watch it, then it's not going to be your favorite. Like, it's definitely a decent sport, though. Up next, we've got javelin. This is another track sport. It definitely looks decent because watching people throw it and see how far they can throw it is definitely entertaining. But I will say, it doesn't make sense of how this isn't in high school, but at the same time it does, because just like hammer throwing, if you don't know how to do it, it's a really dangerous sport. But, like, how do you expect people to get better at this or learn how to do it if it's not in high school? Like, you know what I mean? It's still a decent sport, but, like, just, like, the build up to it, like, I don't get it. Up next, we've got jousting. I guess it's, I don't know. I just never thought I'd get into that. That's trash. I'm sorry. Next, we've got karate. This is the one sport I always, like, just base it off of, where as a kid, you always thought it was the coolest thing ever and you've always wanted to do it. But as soon as you get older, you realize this shit sucks. But I'm not going to say it's trash, but it's not that fun. It's not a great sport. Next, we got, I think this is just normal, like, boat riding. But, like, just like canoeing, like, it's trash. Like, any boat riding sport sucks. Up next, we've got kickball. This is one I haven't played since I was 5th grade, but whenever I played it, I always had a blast. It's a really fun sport. Just basically, just tossing a dodgeball, like, in the middle of the plate, trying to kick it far. It's basically baseball, but with a dodgeball kicking it. It's a lot of fun. Up next, we've got lacrosse. This sport sucks, dude. Like, it's not fun to watch. The people that do it, for the most part, I've seen are douchebags. I'm sorry if I called you out, but most of the people I've seen that play lacrosse are douches. Like, overall, it's not a fun sport, and it sucks. Up next, we've got marching band. I never thought of this to be a sport, but there is a lot of movement doing this. It's really cool to watch, especially, like, the really good ones, because you never know what they're going to play, and just watching it is a lot of fun. So, it's a decent sport. And now that we're on the topic, since it's kind of similar, is cheerleading a sport? If you say no, the door is right behind you. Yes, it's a sport. Like, it's obviously a sport. Don't be stupid. Up next, we've got gaming. This is definitely not a sport, but you already know, like, almost everybody loves gaming. Like, I love gaming a lot as well, but I will be honest, it's not a sport. Next we've got UFC. I love UFC. It's a ton of fun to watch every single time, especially the really good matches. It really gets intense. The only thing I have a problem with about UFC is how much they charge their pay-per-views. Like $80 for a pay-per-view is absolutely ridiculous. Like if they just lowered the price, a lot more people would watch it, but because UFC is a blast. Up next we've got, this is a different type of gymnastics, but it's like an American Ninja Warrior style one, if you've ever watched that. If you ever watched it, it's really entertaining. I'm going to say it's decent because I wouldn't want to do it personally, but actually watching it is a ton of fun. Next, we've got Olympic weightlifting. These two are different, I guess, in a different way. I really don't know. Olympic weightlifting, I guess, is okay. Like, I wouldn't think it's that fun to watch, but actually doing it might be okay. But just regular weightlifting is a lot better. I'm going to say it's decent because like actually doing it, I don't know why, I always loved doing it, and it just created such a bond between me and my friends in high school, especially in high school. Weightlifting in high school is a lot better than any other types of weightlifting, like when you get older. But like overall, like actually doing it, actually watching it, it's great. Up next we got paintball. Trash. Like why would you want to do it? Like it's boring. Like it kind of hurts. Like no. Like it sucks. Up next we've got parasailing. This is something I've always wanted to do. Not the one where you're floating in the air, absolutely not. But if you're like actually parasailing, I would say it's decent. So since it's the one where it looks like you're gonna be like in the air because of that like basically glider right there, I would say not that fun. But like regular parasailing, I'll say it's decent because it's something I've always wanted to do. Up next we've got poker. This is not a sport, dude. Like why is this on the tier list? It's not a sport at all. And plus, if you're somebody that like me that doesn't like to lose money, like why would you want to do it? Up next we've got high jump / pole vault. They're both kind of the same thing, except pole vault you're basically trying to balance yourself on a pole and also jump. Both of them are not that fun just because actually doing it, like I bet sucks. But actually watching it is not that bad. Like it's kind of underrated to watch. Up next we've got rugby. Like I said before, when the Olympics were around, I tried to like get into the Olympics, and this is the one sport I really started to get entertained by. Rugby is an awesome sport. It's a very tough sport, for sure, but like actually watching it is an absolute blast. Up next, I don't really know what this is, but it looks boring, so I'm gonna say trash. Up next, we've got bull riding. I always thought this shit was so stupid. Like, I always thought this was one of the dumbest sports ever. Like why would you want to do bull riding? You're basically just guaranteeing yourself to getting injured. Like, it's a very dangerous sport, and you're almost guaranteed to get injured every time. It's stupid. Up next, we've got a Rubik's Cube. That's not a sport, but okay. Up next, we've got boat rowing. Just like everything else, like the other rowing sports, trash. Like, and also, why would you want to do it with other people? It's stupid. Up next, we've got Jiu-Jitsu. I believe it's what it's called. It's basically wrestling, but it's just takedowns. I would find some entertainment in that. If it's just takedowns, like that's one of the most entertaining parts of like regular wrestling. I would say it's decent. Up next, we've got kickboxing / MMA. Like, if you've ever watched this shit can get real intense fast. It's actually really fun to watch. Like, it might look stupid when you look at pictures, but, like, actually watching it, it can actually be a lot of fun. Next, you got scuba diving. Unless you're scared of, like, sea creatures, like, mostly me, like sharks and stuff, I wouldn't mind doing this. Like, I feel like it'd be pretty decent. Definitely tires you out because just swimming in general is very tiring, but it definitely looks fun. Up next, we've got shot put. This one might be a little bit controversial for some, but just because I did it for a while and I just created such a bond with it, I love shot put. It's one of my favorite sports. Hell, I'm going to put it up here. I know you might not think this is a great sport just because it's basically just a bunch of big-ass dudes, like, just throwing a cannonball as far as you can, but just the techniques of throwing the ball and just seeing how far you can throw it, I've always thought it was fun, and I started getting pretty decent at it for a bit when I was in high school. I absolutely loved it. Next, we've got skateboarding. This is one I will say is trash because I've never known how to do it. Like, I understand if you disagree with this because, like, in hindsight, skateboarding's fun, and especially if you're the people that actually are really good at it and can do certain tricks. But for me, I've never knew how to skateboard in my life as a kid, so I'm just gonna say it's trash. I'm sorry. Next we've got skiing. This is not that fun just because I think a certain other snow sport is better. And just skiing, it just looks pretty hard, and it's not the funnest sport to watch. Up next, we've got snowboarding. This is the one I was saying I think is better than skiing. I'm going to put this in decent because actually watching the Winter Olympics and watching this is actually a lot of fun. It's basically skateboarding, but you're on snow. Like, it's a lot of fun. Okay, now I feel bad for putting skateboarding in trash. Just because I've never been good at doing it doesn't mean it's not fun, because it is fun. So I'm going to put it right next to snowboarding. It's decent. Next we've got soccer. Okay, this is the one that's changed my opinion the most out of every single sport on this list. I used to think this sport sucked. I always thought this sport was boring, and I always thought this sport was just super overrated. And I still kind of do. I still think the sport's overrated, and I still don't think it's as fun as what people say. But I have watched the World Cup, and it changes things a lot. It's actually a really good sport. I'm going to say it's an entertaining sport. I still think it's overrated, but it's not bad by any means. Up next, we've got softball. It's basically up there with baseball. It's an absolute blast. It's one of the best sports out there. And if you, honestly, like, if you think softball's worse than baseball, like, I don't get it, dude. Up next, we've got running track. So basically, it's basically just running a track in track and field. This is trash because I've always hated running, and doing it is an absolute chore, especially for us big guys. Yeah, it's not fun at all, and I don't see it on the list at all. But cross country, same. It's at the same spot. Like, cross country is even worse. Next, I really never knew what to call this sport. I'm just gonna call it racquetball because you're basically just hitting a ball at a wall, like in some kind of like weird gym. Every single time I've seen it and watched it, I always thought this was the dumbest shit ever because it just looks extremely boring. Like, it looks like a garbage sport. Up next, I really don't know what this sport is supposed to be, but looking at this guy, it kind of looks like he's in like one of those like slapping competitions where you're trying to slap the other dude as hard as you can before they pass out. I mean, it's decent because who doesn't like to see two guys slap the shit out of each other, but actually doing it, like, I'll pass, dude. Up next, we got sumo wrestling. This sport is trash because it's basically just wrestling, but you just can't, like, it's super short because all you're doing is pushing the other guy out of a circle. So they're just a lot shorter matches, and it's just really boring. Plus, I've had really awkward dreams in the past when I was a kid of like sumo wrestling and just being like on the side and just one of those big ass sumo wrestlers actually accidentally sitting on my face. Like no, dude, like no. Up next, we've got surfing. This is another sport I will never be able to do and I'll never be able to be good at, but actually watching it, every single time I've enjoyed it. So I'm going to say it's decent. Like, it's not that bad. Up next, we've got Olympic swimming. This is definitely one of the hardest sports to do, like, actually as an athlete. But, like, watching it's not that bad. I'm going to say not that fun because sometimes it can get a little boring. And also, like I said, actually doing it absolutely sucks. But it's honestly not as bad as a sport as people say. Up next, we've got table tennis. I used to think the sport was really fun as a kid, but the more I've gotten older, the more I've disliked it. It's basically just hitting a ball like across the table. Like, it's not that great. I'm gonna say not that fun. Up next, we've got tennis. Shockingly enough, I've actually never played tennis, so I'm gonna say it's decent just because it actually looks like a fun sport to play. I have heard it's extremely hard and it's a hell of a workout. But, like, actually playing it looks like fun. So whenever I get to try it, I'll basically share my thoughts of how I like it. But until then, I'll just say it's decent. Up next, we've got Ultimate Frisbee. I always thought the sport sucked, dude. Like, actually playing it in high school, like, I'm not good at it. But, like, actually playing it is not fun at all. It sucks. Up next, we've got water polo. I always thought this was one of the dumbest sports as well. Because all you're doing is just basically throwing a ball into a goal in a pool. It's stupid. And the very last sport we have on this list is sailboating. Like, just like the other boating sports, it's trash. Like, any boating sport is not fun, and they all suck. And there you guys have it. That was my ultimate sports tier list. There was a lot more sports than I thought on here. Let me know which ones you agree or disagree with. There's definitely going to be some people in here disagreeing because there's a lot of sports I left off because, like, some of these, I don't even know what these are. Like, please let me know. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully this video is not too long, but there was a lot of sports I had to go over, so, like, I'll hope for the best. Let me know down below what your favorite sport is, and let me know what your sport you hate. Like, let me know. But anyway, that's where I'm going to be done for the day. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you miss any of my videos whenever I post. I'm Logan Sharon. I'll see you next time.